and welcome back. If this is your first time, I hope you'll stay. Espero que te quedes. Now, this lesson is for people doing AS Spanish. So, something that you need to make sure you're practicing is your translation. So, translation from Spanish to English and vice versa. So today, I'm going to look at two texts that are from different themes, and I'm going to get you to translate. I'm also going to give you some vocab that I've got from some recent readings from AS level texts, past passages. So, these are words that I think, or expressions I think are difficult for us as English speakers, and sometimes we might find it difficult to translate them from Spanish into English, because when you do the word-to-word thing, it doesn't necessarily work. So yeah, that's our lesson for today. Okay, some useful vocab that you ought to know at this level, and so when you come across these expressions in a text, you don't get startled. Okay? So first off, what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this link down below, because I did get this from a AQA resource page. So this one, not the other one. So this one that you have to translate into English, I'm going to leave the link down below so that you can practice the other activities on the page when you have some time. Okay? And if I don't do that, do remind me, because sometimes I forget to do these things. Okay, so the first one is this, la influencia de los ídolos. And we've been looking at idols and so on. So this should be pretty easy for you, as you should have seen this in class. So you're going to translate this from Spanish into English. La influencia de los ídolos. You're going to translate the title, and then you're going to go on. La obsesión con la delgadez es algo que inquieta. I'm always forgetting things. Que inquieta tanto a los psicólogos como a los padres. A menudo lleva trastornos alimenticios y a problemas inesperados. Todo esto se debe, we say not, a la publicidad, informa Silvia, cajera y madre de una joven peluquera. Mi hija se niega a cenar con nosotros. Se encierra en su habitación y pasa las tardes leyendo revistas y viendo imágenes de modelos flacas. Me entristece que viva de esta forma, añade. Okay? You have to translate this. If the picture is not clear, let me know, and I will leave it typed out down below. Okay? Now we're going to move on to the section where you have to translate into Spanish. I do feel as though this part's a little bit more difficult, but we'll have a go. Okay? We'll have a go. Okay? Right, you ready? Okay, so you have to translate this into Spanish. Young people today are more tech savvy than the older generations. Second point, technology is advancing so quickly that it is almost impossible to know what life will look like in 30 to 40 years from now. Okay? I don't only do it in Spanish, I do it in English too. Next. We live in a world that makes it difficult to get by without technology. And finally, internet safety should be a internet safety should be a priority for parents with young children. Got the S there? Okay, so internet safety should be a priority for parents with young children. Take your time. Okay? Okay. So now I'm going to go on to the section with useful, or what I found difficult, that I think for us English speakers it's a little bit more difficult to translate. And I'm going to just go through the vocab that I found in the texts that I read earlier. Okay? Okay. So this phrase we find very difficult to translate, and by we I mean you, me, English speakers in general. And you do see it a lot in written texts or news reports, or just reading, okay? And it's this. It's becoming increasingly more, and then an adjective. So, for instance, it's becoming increasingly more difficult to live without your mobiles, for example. So the expression you will see in Spanish for that is cada vez más, each time more, quite literally. The expression that we struggle with from the first text is this: it's becoming more difficult. That structure. We often say in English, it's becoming increasingly more difficult to get by on current salaries, for instance. Or it's becoming increasingly more difficult to control. So it's becoming increasingly more difficult, and then in English a verb or a adjective. Got them? Okay, so the expression in Spanish is cada vez más. Okay, cada vez más difícil, increasingly more difficult. Cada vez más grande, increasingly larger, increasingly more tired, cada vez más cansado, whatever it might be. Now the verb we use in front of that is this. So to translate, it's becoming increasingly more popular. For instance, you would say, se ha hecho cada vez más popular, o se ha vuelto cada vez más, or rather, for difficult. Se ha hecho cada vez más difícil. It's becoming more and more difficult. Okay? Just as you have more here, cada vez más, you can have less. And the word for less we know is this one, menos. So you could say it's becoming less frequent. Cada vez menos frecuente. Se ha hecho cada vez menos frecuente. Obviously these verbs you can change them around, okay? And so you won't always just see these two. You might see another, but cada vez más just means becoming more and more, okay? Increasingly more, cada vez más. Okay, next one, una y otra vez. Now, una y otra vez is one of those that you will see often as well. Time and time again. Now, if you're talking about trends, you might see this word, aparece una y otra vez. So it shows up time and time again. Something is evident. They want to say, you can note it there. It popped up here and it popped up there. You're seeing this with more frequency. Okay? You're seeing it more frequently. So, aparece una y otra vez. It shows up time and time again. There's no denying it. You can see it there. Written in black and white. Time and time again, we're seeing the same thing. Aparece una y otra vez. Okay? Right. This one. From darse cuenta, which is to realize. The sentence was no se dan cuenta, which means they don't realize. Okay? They don't realize. Okay? Next, merece la pena is the same as valer la pena. Vale la pena. Or in negative, no vale la pena. No merece la pena. It's not worth it. Okay? Both of these you can use. Merece la pena, it's worth it. No merece la pena, it's not worth it. And you would have seen the synonym, which is valer la pena. So vale la pena, no vale la pena. Okay? These two come up quite a bit, and you will see. You will see it. Right, next one. A pesar de, despite. Now, a pesar de, you would have seen it because I've taught it in other videos, but it's good to have it anyway. A pesar de, okay? A pesar del calor, tenemos que ir a trabajar, okay? So despite the heat, we still have to go to work. A pesar de. Right, I don't know if you can see this down below, so I'm just going to this one. La brecha generacional. Okay, la brecha generacional. And I feel as though this word, this expression is very useful because we're always talking about how times have changed, especially when we're talking about technology or family or just whatever. It's an expression that you need. Okay, la brecha generacional, and this refers to generational gap. Okay? Generational gap. That's obviously an issue sometimes when it comes to communication and getting along with people from a different generation. Of course, moving on, a partir de allí. Okay? A partir de ahí just means since then, from a certain point. From that point. So from that moment in time, from that point, this happens, that happened, or something changed. Okay? A partir de allí, ya no volví más. Okay? From that moment, I've never returned. Okay? Right. Another verb that I absolutely love is remontarse. Okay? Remontarse plus a period in time. So in the text it says, se remonta a la época de los romanos. Okay? So it refers to dating back. So when you see se remonta and a period, what you're translating is it dates back. It dates back. It goes back to a period in history. It dates back to the Roman times. Okay? That sentence is difficult to understand, to translate. So learn that one, practice it, and so it will stay up there. Okay? And the last one I have for you guys is this. Debido a. We see it a lot. In different structures, but the same meaning. Debido a esto. Because of this. Esto es debido a. Okay? This is due to. Debido a. Okay? So I hope that you will find this lesson useful and just keep on. Practice. Get past papers. Even if they're not passages that you would normally translate them. This is good practice for you. And it will get you thinking about words that you don't know or expressions that are not easily translated from one language to the other. Sometimes it's hard to do that because there are set phrases that we just do not translate. And so with that, guys, I'm going to leave you and let me know how you're getting on. That is it. Hasta pronto. Cuidarnos mucho. Okay? Adiós.